Hi guys, welcome back to another quick card pull. This is being filmed on Sunday, May 10th, 2026. We're pulling from the Astrology Answers Tarot cards. Happy Mother's Day to all who are celebrating. We're starting off the Four of Wands, so great card to start off with. You know, we are dealing with celebrations. So this could be a time of celebrations on top of Mother's Day. Graduation, Shakout is coming up after the week of the 15th, so that's the week of the 20th, 21st, around there. There's also the long weekend in Canada coming up next weekend, and then the following weekend is Memorial Weekend in the US. So again, lots of reasons, and I feel like these are things we have. It looks like pomegranates or roses, but you also have your vine, your grapes. So it's just like talking about, I feel like again this is like a great reminder of like the things that unfortunately complain. I'm one of them. It's just like, oh my gosh, it's so busy, and it's just like, you know what, once upon a time it wasn't so busy. Once upon a time it was really quiet and I was in my head. So it's just like taking the opportunity, and I'm ahead of schedule this year too, because all the things I've been like busy kind of doing, it's like I was doing this on my vacation in June. So this year it's just, you know what I mean, enjoying the flower season more. Like in New Brunswick we got frost until like the last 2 weeks of May, and then June, which makes sense because my nephew's birthday is the 21st in June, and it's like it's a heat wave by then. It's piping hot by then. So you know what I mean? Like we were smart, got the fans this weekend. We're just like, and we were lucky we got the last two. And I was just like, let's just grab them now. Like I don't want to wait because either they'll sell out or they're gonna jack them up like they usually do, another $20. So we grabbed them. You know what I mean? They're nothing great. Well they do the job. You know what I mean? It's not their fault there's a heat wave going on, but they, you know what I mean? They do what they're supposed to do. But again, if you see 1111, confirmation of celebrations in your life, to enjoy Victor wearing the wreath, the wreaths around their head. So very Six of Wands energy, very Chariot energy, like, Victor wearing the wreath. You are determined. You will get the things done. We got the Queen of Cups. You fill everybody's cup, but also remember to relax and rejuvenate. So I didn't want to get up when my alarm went off this morning, and I'm like, you know what, just get up and let's get the things done. Let's start, you know what I mean? Like I wanted to cook. I wasn't sure what I was going to cook, so I didn't take it out last night. I was back and forth on it, and then I was still wanted pork chops, so we made pork chops and corn, and Michael put together the fans for me. I transplanted that plant. I grounded up all my eggshells and I made it into a fine powder, and I put it in the flower beds and the garden bed. So getting a lot of like tasks done. I put away the tarp. I painted the rails last night. So it's just like things that I wanted to get done. There's, you know what I mean? It's like starting to get done. For us, school is done next week because they start in August 1st, and every May long weekend they're done. So that's why I was just like, just starting to concentrate on the house, because I know it's going to get hot and nobody's going to want to move. You know what I mean? It's hot from June 21st until August 15th is when we start getting a break from the heat. But remember to fill your own cup as well. You know what I mean? Like everybody's important. So like myself, like I was just telling my girlfriend, like I soaked my head in the aloe juices, and I did that for about 4 hours, and then I just washed my hair. So you know what I mean? It's just like, that doesn't seem like much, but you're treating your scalp. Like, you know what I mean? We forget that our scalp is actually skin. You know what I mean? So it's like nurturing that, and you know what I mean? I like my mane. I used to complain about my mane, but you know what I mean? Now I'm just like, be all bushy and crazy all you want. I don't mind. So the Hermit card is like, because of Pluto being in retrograde, it very much is Scorpio. But the Death card, where it's major change and transformation. So be mindful of people trying to come into your life and trying to be a part of it now. It's just like, oh, you're all happy again. You're all this, you're all that again. No. You know what I mean? It's just, with myself, there's a situation I'm just like, it's not their fault. It just triggers something in me and that I don't want any part of. You know what I mean? And it's just like, God bless you, and I wish you guys all the best, but it has nothing to do with you. It just brings up boo-hooky that I don't want to be reminded of. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's also like, I love like very Odin, where he didn't have sight. His crows were his sight, or he only had one eye. And So crows may be significant right now, but I feel like bringing messages, so channel messages. So be open to channel messages. Like I always try to make sure that um where my clipboard is with my paper and my pen, that it's open, like, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you're really tired and it's just like, I just want to make sure wherever I'm writing is, there's no writing already on it, because I can clearly read what it is the next morning if I forget. I feel less feeling like this. There may be some twangs of this a little bit, feeling constrained, financially constrained in some ways, but like Spirit reminded me, is like, girl, you're ahead. Like you're already till like the end of June. And I was like, ooh, that's pretty good with things coming up. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? It gave me a sense of peace. You know what I mean? Also, as Anastasia taught us, lessons have been learned. So not once, but twice. Something has, and you know what I mean? And I'm just like, no. 58 may be significant to someone, the number 58. They're showing the word mother. It is Mother's Day, so maybe this is Mother's Day, maybe a trigger. Maybe you have, a mom that unfortunately has transitioned and having a heavenly Mother's Day. But you know what I mean? Nevertheless, they're always with you. You know what I mean? And Emily Sky was posting that, like, for her children. You know what I mean? She's just like, thank you for making me a mama. And I, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, that's so beautiful. I like get all teary. She's always, I love her. She's so raw and emotional and real. You know what I mean? She's one of my favorite people that I follow. And you know what I mean? She's, just a great rounded person. You know what I mean? She doesn't hide that part of herself where we're, you know what I mean? We all think that, unattainable or anything like that. And it's like, no, she's true. She's real. It's like, like anything in life, you put your hard work and dedication into it, that's where you're going to see yourself flourish. But don't allow shadow side to come in here and try to manipulate you. Don't allow them to be like, oh, you didn't do anything, or oh, big deal, you did that. You know what I mean? It's like, if it's a little tick on your to-do list, be thankful that you got those little ticks done. Like, you know what I mean? Like the egg shells, like, we had to let them dry and stuff like that, and it was just taking up counter space. I'm like, it was sitting there and I could have let it wait till tomorrow. And I'm just like, F it. Like, I'm cooking. It'll take 2 seconds. Did it while it was cooking. Went outside. Shook it in the garden. Came in. Washed everything up. You know what I mean? It's just, it does something, because now that space is clear again. You know what I mean? So you may find yourself like, I guess like moving, like for myself, I was like, oh, out that counter there, because it's all cleared. Let me move everything off of there, give it a thorough clean, and put everything back. You know what I mean? So it's just like, things that just, I don't know. It just does something for my brain, especially the rails. Like, now I'm looking at them like, I think these walls need a new paint. It's so bright, but it looks gorgeous. Like, oh my gosh. It just looks beautiful. I'm just very, very happy with it. You are in charge of where your life is going. You are in charge of what you allow in your life. I know some situations it's like, but like my son taught me, he's like, Mom, just pray on it. He's like, don't give up. He's like, pray on it. I'm like, I'm never giving up. It just ticks me off. And he goes, I know. He's like, it's frustrating, but pray on it. And I'm like, I am, and that's what I start doing. It's just like, I don't know what to say. I'm like, I ask God for the knowledge. I ask God for the words, because I lack those things. The patience, you know what I mean? I lack patience. So it's just, that's what I was like last night. I was just like, I was watching, it's not Criminal Minds. Gosh, what is it called? My son got me into it. It's not Criminal Minds. It's called something else. Oh, darn it. It's a series about serial killers and with the FBI, and they work out of Quantico and all that. But it really, really good series. There's only 3. Unfortunately, it was during cough time and it stopped, but really, really good series. But I was watching that last night, and obviously, I mean, you get sucked in. You know what I mean? It's like, I think each episode's like 45 minutes, and I swear to God, it feels like it's 5 minutes. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, it's already over. But I was watching that, and I was just like, you know what? Paint it, let it dry. So each coat between, I would do 20 minutes, made sure it was dry, then did the next coat. You know what I mean? That was the only tedious part of it. But you know what I mean? I did it at a time where there wasn't all of us going up and down the stairs. It wasn't disturbing anyone. So, you know what I mean? Just kept moving the tarp and went all the way up the stairs, and it was done. I'm just like so thankful for that, because I was just like, You know what I mean? As soon as I was done, I guess that's why I couldn't sleep last night, because I was just like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh my gosh, it's done. So, and it worked out. 51:51 is another number on the timer. Just caught that. But you know what I mean? It's just like things that projects like that, trying to get it done, and it's just like there's steps you have to take, and you know whatever, it is what it is. So again, Chariot, it's like, getting the things done. I don't make excuses for things. If I ask you because I have to ask you and I'm not getting anywhere, I go to the next step. Not try to get anyone in trouble or anything. I'm just like, you know what? You don't want to help me, I'll help myself, basically. That's why I don't ask for help. For a lot of us, love was being offered in this month. It may be even, I feel like it's late May, early June. So interactions may have already happened. Nothing like crazy or major. Not so much communication, but like into like little glimpses, or caught each other's, looking at each other or something, trying to catch each other's attention or something like that. And like curiosity, you know what I mean? But again, you know what I mean? I feel like with the Hermit card, it's like finding out more info, because you're not sure. You don't know much on this situation, right? One thing from there's this girl on TikTok. She's Treaty. She's so funny. She's like saying her resume of like, ex-wife, ex-girlfriend, side piece, and she goes, "Sugar mama ain't all." I'm like, oh my god. When she said that, I started laughing so hard. She's like, "Sugar mama not on this list." She's like, "Go somewhere else," because people are starting to hit her up and ask for money, and she's just like, no, no, no. So funny enough, we got, so first card, we had this something familiar like this last week. Four of Wands, Four of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups. So this is like further down, but I just wanted to bring that, 444. So I feel like that's magnified things with your home foundation. You know what I mean? I feel like also like, when I got this like Eight of Swords energy, it's like, kind of like where I was talking about this hermit mode, where like we were talking about this for a while, coming out of hermit mode, right? And it's just like, not knowing, what was coming. You know what I mean? With myself, I get knockings of things. I do readings for myself, but it's like, I do it then and I don't read it again. But I'll, like, you know what I mean? Sometimes I go over, like older readings or channel messages and stuff. I'm like, oh my God, like, you know what I mean? Because I didn't look at it again. But some of them I rip up. Some of them I'm just like, it's not what I want to call in anymore. You know what I mean? Things have changed. I've grown. You know what I mean? It's just, things that we thought we got more information. So again, the Hermit card. And that's why I was saying, just because something is being offered to you, you know what I mean? You don't have to rush. It is a retrograde. You know what I mean? It's like they're bringing that information to you, but it's like there may be information that you're not aware of. So, be kind with yourself, be patient with yourself. Don't let anyone rush you to anything. But I feel like this is something you asked for. I feel like you're like, Spirit is like, you're kind of like, kind of with life, and they're like, oh, we're going to bring something in. Kind of like on board with life. I hate to say that word, because I remember when I was going through my healing journey, when I was, you know what I mean, in my grief, it made me so sad, and I would try to stay away from like things like Facebook and stuff like that, where people are posting all these celebrations with their partners. Oh, we've been together for these many years, and this is that. And this is not pooping on anyone. It's like, yes, I get it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just because my world has stopped doesn't mean the rest of the world has to be, stop it as well. You know what I mean? It's like, God bless that, all these people get to celebrate those celebrations. You know what I mean? I hope and pray they never get to feel that. You know what I mean? It's just, I would not ask that on anyone. You know what I mean? It's not, that's what I'm saying. I feel like, again, where they're talking about like graduation, so it's like empty nest, and you're kind of like, what am I going to do now? And Spirit's like, oh, we got something coming. Don't worry, we got you. And I feel like that uneasiness when we were talking about the Eight of Wands, and it's like, there you go. Like, they did say financial. You have nothing to worry about. You know what I mean? And I've been saying that to myself. Like, no matter what the situation is, yeah, sometimes it's really freaking messed up and it's like days away and it's like a couple of days before like absolute sabotage and it's just like, it happens. So, you know what I mean? It's like I never want to overlook that fact that, I've, by God's grace, and I truly mean that, have never experienced the things that I experienced in my childhood. I would never in a million years want that for, like, I even said that to my kids. What a blessing that no matter where we moved, we've always had a yard. You know what I mean? Because we love being outside. The kids, mostly because when Shane was here, because he played video games, but he would go out with them and play soccer, and they end up kicking my gnomes and stuff and breaking them because they're playing soccer, little buggers. I'm like, you have the whole field down the freaking hill to go play, and you decide to play where I have my garden beds and flower beds and gnomes and everything. Stupid asses. But again, it's just like there's that foundation kind of energy where it's like, you know what I mean? Concentrate on the happiness. And that's what I was saying, like, in some of my posts. It's like people will see how happy you are and try to manipulate that energy. Oh, how dare you be happy, or just have a smile on your face and you're laughing. You know what I mean? And they'll try to corrupt that energy. You know what I mean? And it's like, or the things that are on your For You page. I know some of them we can't help. I know I watched that gentleman that's a comedian that does, Cheeto and all the White House people. And it makes me laugh. But it's just like, obviously watching that, other things come in my newsfeed. But it's like ever since Cough Cough and Black Lives Matter and the residential schools, it was just like I cannot. I cannot. It is way too much. This is like going back to when Junior was born and Nancy Grace was on. God bless her, Nancy. It had nothing to do with her. She's just reporting what the hell was going. Like, you know what I mean? She cried. Like, these poor babies are going missing left, right, and center. You know what I mean? And she's trying to keep up with all of them. At the same time the Casey Anthony story is happening, Kyron Horman, and I can't remember her name. I could see her face, but it was her, her dad was at work and, mom was saying someone came in and kidnapped her and all this stuff. And you know what I mean? Like, there were so many kids at that time going missing or atrocious things happening. I was just like, I can't watch this no more. I'm like, it does too much to my soul. You know what I mean? It's just, that's what I'm saying. You got to watch what you consume. You gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta limit yourself. Like, we get all consumed in these things because we care. You know what I mean? We're observers, but we're also absorbers. Where it's just like, you know what I mean? Your heart aches and you're praying and praying, and I just like, I can't no more. Like, you know what I mean? There's just too many babies. It's just, you couldn't. And again, it wasn't Nancy's fault. She was just reporting the stories, but you know what I mean? It's just like, unfortunately, that's what, her show was true crimes. Queen of Pentacles, and I feel like, again, this is where it's like again, going on that Queen of Cup energy where it's like being the nurturer. You fill other people's cups. You know what I mean? It's also Queen of Pentacles, in that way. But like I said, there was a situation and I'm just like, no more. You know what I mean? I'm just like, why? Why do I, like, you know what I mean? It's just, no, not anymore. You know what I mean? I'm just like, girl, no. You know what I mean? It's just, some people, it doesn't matter. It just, I know what my heart is, but at the same time, again, Anastasia, lessons have been learned. You know what I mean? It's just like, wake up, dummy. You know what I mean? It's just, watch who you allow to come and manipulate those kind of situations. You know what I mean? It's just like, you try to do your best, but you know what I mean? No matter what, it's never, you know what I mean? That's why they showed you those things. You know what I mean? It's just, again, limiting your energy around certain people. Nine of Pentacles, someone around you may be pregnant. I feel like also giving birth to an idea. Giving birth to like something you've planned. So again, like we plant a seedling, that's how, the seedling fertilizes the egg and we give birth to a baby. Mother's Day again, so fitting. But it's like you are giving birth to an idea because you've been planting a lot of seedlings. And I feel like if not all, like all the seedlings you've been planting, the things you've been putting on the universe, the energies you've been putting on the universe are going to happen because of who you are, what you do, where you put your energy. Chariot energy. We literally got the Chariot card. It's like literally where you put all of your energy is where you're going to see everything grow. That's why they're clearing the way. This is, Death card with Scorpio in retrograde is, we're clearing the path for you, because sometimes it's like, if you won't do it, we'll do it kind of thing. You know what I mean? They're not trying to be harsh with you, but it's just like, you're really not getting it. Or it's like, you're really selling yourself short here. You know what I mean? So we're going to clear the path. There's our grapes again. And it's just like, you know what I mean? It's like your harvest, cornucopia, energy oracle cards. I should pull from that deck. That's the thing. When I pull from the deck, it's like, I don't get the juicy cards. When I'm pulling cards, I get knockings of energy oracle cards while I'm doing it. Might as well just keep it down here. It's like energy oracle cards that I can insert the card. This is what I was talking about, not allowing people to rush in. They don't care how their actions, what they do, hurts you. Someone was literally doing, oh, let's do this. I'm like, no. Like, I'm not doing none of that. No, absolutely not. I'm only going up. I am not downgrading. I'm sorry. I am not. We already did that song and dance. It didn't vibe, and it's just like, I'm not doing that again. You know what I mean? They said you can't always live by the sword. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, not a problem. You can't always live by the sword. You know what I mean? Let's do this. You know what I mean? But some people you can't understand. You try to, and it's just, I don't know. Their shadow's just too strong. You know what I mean? Made the most effed up comment this weekend too. I was like, what the flying? I was like, are you for real? For real? Are you just saying this? But again, do not let people come and manipulate your energy. This, you know what I mean? Not all offers are good offers. Not all money is good money. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, it's nice, but it's like, is this gonna taint who I am? Is this gonna taint my soul? You know what I mean? It's just like, like, you know what I mean? Like, no. It's like, no. Not all offers are good offers. Make sure you're doing it with a clear mind. Not out of hormones, not out of, desires and lust, or out of greed. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, you're thirst. You know what I mean? They call you thirsty. It's like, oh, damn, you really thirsty. It's like, yeah. It's like, they did that because they wanted, but it's like, you know what I mean? Is it really worth it? You're trying to build something. Are you going to blow it up in 2 seconds? This is what I'm saying. This is not going to be a good situation. This is not going to end the way you think it's going to end. You know what I mean? This always involves lawyers and police officers. So, you know what I mean? That's why I'm like, be really open-minded. Very hermit mode. Be opening to the messages, because this is... Be careful with speeding. You know what I mean? They're saying traffic light. Be careful. Even though it says green, make sure you're still cautionary entering into the intersection. Just don't go boom blindly into the intersection. I feel like Spirit is like, concentrate on your work endeavors. Concentrate on where you're putting your energy, where you want to grow. You are being seen more. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's like, this is a highly potent time of them moving things out of the way, so your path is clear. You know what I mean? You're divinely protected. So it's just like, allow them to clear the path and have your straight, you know what I mean? This is what we always ask for. We don't want to take detours. We don't want towers. Like, yeah, we learn from towers, but it's like, I have a lot of knowledge. My library is full. It's like, can we not? You know what I mean? It's just like, dang. Still learning, still healing, still acknowledging, but it's just like, at the same time, it's like, the library is full. We're not accepting any more donations. And Spirit's like, oh, we could ram one more in there. That's what I'm saying. Just be like, we don't want none of that. You know what I mean? It's just like, I get it. Trust me, I definitely get it. But I've seen people around me that have made stupid mistakes, and I'm just like, why? Like, you are so much smarter than that. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, and it's just like, well, it looked like a good idea at the moment. And I'm just like, damn, but it really wasn't. You know what I mean? So be smart, be mindful. You know what I mean? You want to grow. When we get out October 15th, you know what I mean? It's like, you want to be there like, yes, I'm so grateful that I did it this way. It's like, you don't want to be sitting there wasting your time with a dud. And it's like, who you were supposed to be with is like, oh, they're in a relationship. Oh, they're talking. Oh, that's who they're with. And it's just like, damn, a missed opportunity. You know what I mean? So at the time, it may look like that's a good option, a viable option, but it's just like, ugh. I feel like there's more information coming here. It's just like, let that keep going. Let that just keep on. They're showing a log going downstream. Just let it go. Let the flow take it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick card pull. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next one.